There we go. There we go. Let me take a look at the audio here. Looks good. I need to bring this up. Audio, it's always the bane of my existence. Okay, welcome back. Back on the Mage. I'm still a little bit loud. There we go. Back on the Mage, level 4. And sitting a little over halfway to 5. Just got buffed up. And I'm summoning some drink, summoning some food. Whoa! That guy's fast. And then I'll need to summon a pet and then we can get going. So, Friday night, welcome to the stream. Started posting videos as well. Check them out on YouTube. Let's go with fire. Fire pet. And let's see what we got. We got a yellow. Okay. Good. Got lucky right away. Yeah, so I actually need to throw my my YouTube channel on my Twitch. It looks like there's a lot of people watching. A lot of people watching Everquest tonight. Hopefully a few pop in here, but if not, that's okay. All of this is going on to YouTube as well to memorialize my adventures here. So last night I turned in a ton of bone chips. I got to level 3, level 4, leveled from 3 to 4. Oh my gosh. Words are hard. Bought a bunch of new spells, mainly not a lot of utility on the mage, obviously, compared to what I'm used to on the enchanter. But the big one was the pet. So glad to have the pet. And then I tried taking out a kobold camp. The kobold camp took me out. I made it back to Watchman Dreeb here, and that's where the video cut. What are you doing, Llewellyn? What's going on? Silly bard. I don't know what he wants. He's radiating. Oh wait, that's Jonarab. Jonarab. That reminds me of that song. The Tunuk Tunuk song. Leave a message in the comments if you remember Tunuk Tunuk. But I think we'll just go murder stuff around here with the fire pet. Take advantage of his DPS. Rather than try to do the kobold camps. Look at him. Look at that little beast. I also need a vendor. What is this? Chunk of meat. And then obviously for those that are just now joining, this is a solo self-found, so not using any grouping, no trading. Just doing it all myself. Short beer, ale. I think those drop off the kobolds. Those kobolds are drunks. I don't know why I'm holding on to this. I don't think I need the dagger anymore. Let's go. So I couldn't find this video for the longest time. I had to search around YouTube for it. I love this transmix. This is the best transmix on YouTube, I think. Oh, jeez, he just absolutely nuked that kobold. Just gonna have him just murder everything out here. Can I take out the large spider? Oh, shoot. There we go. And bone chips will probably be a decent source of experience here, even at level 4, so... Oh, man. Pissed off that spider. He's an even con. Oh, my goodness. He hit me so hard. Ah, jeez. Okay. This isn't looking good for me. Never mind, that pet is such a beast. He didn't even take any damage. So I'm poisoned, but apparently it's not that strong of a poison. I don't know where he's going, but I'm actually not super worried about it. What is he doing? He's out of control. Size 4. Not even going to pick it up. 4 copper. It's not even worth it. Junk. Spider eyes. Goodness. And they just keep spawning, and he's just murdering. I wish they would stay this powerful forever. I don't think they stay this powerful that long. I remember really struggling on my mage back in the day, like 2001 time frame. I don't remember just absolutely nuking the shit out of everything. By the time I hit like level 10, it was kind of much more slower paced. So the spider legs and the meat I could technically probably cook. Is this better than my robe? AC4, AC2. Oh, it is. It's going to be uglier, but utility wins. I guess I don't look like a banana anymore. I think that was a thing on my enchanter, if I remember right. We had the banana robe. Somebody came and brought me a new robe. And it was a big moment for everyone. We could see how well these pets do against the orcs out there in Crushbone as well, or Greater Fate Arc. It's starting to get kind of dark. And that area is not a lot of fun to hunt in at night, so I'm actually going to head over here. There's 3 here. Should we go? Should we go full send? Full send, go! Nuke 'em! We got this. Jonah Rob, hold strong. Oh yeah. He's wrecking. So am I. Really glad my faction with the gem choppers is getting better. I don't know what I would do without that. 3 copper, 17 copper. These kobolds are broke. Broke. Look at him. He didn't even take any damage. He's an absolute unit. Let's see. Let's drop this in here. Oh dang, my short got 35 views already. That's cool. I didn't know like people were gonna watch the shit I make. I need to change my channel to like actually highlight the fact that I have a Twitch. That's cool. Oh, I can't edit my like link to my channel, but whatever, that's cool. That's crazy. People must like shorts. That's awesome. That's really exciting. I'm glad to be doing this again. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna publish all these videos on YouTube too, so I can document my trials and tribulations. Make their own little playlist for the mage, and then probably a new one for the enchanter. That's really cool. And then I got the audio split, right? So like you don't hear while I'm streaming, you hear the awesome trance music. But when you go on YouTube, you don't hear it. That way I don't get the copyright strikes. I know that's not anything crazy, it's not anything cosmic, but I'm really proud of the fact that I figured it out. Because it did take me a little while. And it was something I wanted to do last time I started streaming again, but I never really like committed the time to it. And so this time I'm like, yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, so we're not gonna mess with these guys over here. Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, we're not gonna mess. What? Overt pumpkin? What's going on over here? Go away. I'm just kidding. We can all share. Let's be kind to one another, right? Oh no, these kobolds are not being kind to Jonah Rob. It's a caster in there. I hope he's not like aiding this guy. Good job, Jonah Rob. You survived. Goodness, the experience on these kobolds is insane. That's pretty awesome. Jonarab thirsts for blood. She's so violent. Wonder what the respawn time is on these. It's clearly not extremely fast, so there's probably room for me to run back and forth between these two camps. And maybe overt pumpkin or whatever, we'll just stay over there with that one. I think there's, yeah, there should be guys in each of these tents, so. I like how he just warps through the tent and sets to work on the kobold. Ah. The shaman is yellow. Do I go for it? Do I give the shaman a try? Oh, he's like buffing the guys outside. We'll just kill the guys outside. Wonder if he'll get mad. That one's even conned. But Jonarab is such a pumper, he's wrecking him. And I've dinged 5. Happy birthday to me. Well, this guy's even con now. I think we'll go for it. We'll just get a little bit more mana. So I was in Europe this summer and this song came on the radio and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this song is 24 years old now. And they just keep remixing it and like re-releasing it. Like, oh, that's cool. I guess if it works, it works. Could you imagine if like Smash Mouth just kept re-releasing and remixing All Star? I don't know if people would put up with that. I don't think they would buy it. But another weird thing happened when I was over there. So if you're American, for my American viewers, you know when you're in a bar at night and somebody's like, yeah, Freebird, and they play Freebird and everybody sings and rocks out. Well, we were downtown in Croatia and the song Darude Sandstorm came on. And it was as if like somebody in America playing Freebird, like all these old like Europeans, 40s, 50s, 60s, just started like going nuts over Darude Sandstorm, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like their Freebird. It's pretty funny. All right, once the mana bar looks good, we'll go. Ah, hey, there's my audio. I should probably listen to that. I want to make sure my audio doesn't sound absolutely terrible. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. You got to do that once in a while just to make sure that you're not like completely being an idiot and like your audio sounds awful, but nobody wants to say anything. They don't want to be like, dude, your audio. I don't know if I should even bother taking the club. Whatever. All right, let's go. Jonah Rob, let's go. I don't like that. I don't like the way this looks. He took a lot of damage there. I'm a little scared. Oh, Jonah Rob is going. He's going down. He's down. Can we nuke our way out of this? Ah, there's bugs in my house. Ah! Shoot. Oh my gosh. What's going on? I think it's time to run. I'm getting, like, attacked by bugs. Get. Skeleton. Watchman Dreeb, he's gonna save me. We have a very contentious relationship, but generally when I'm in trouble, Watchman Dreeb will help. He's just kind of lazy about it. If you watch here in a second, I'm gonna run up on him, and he's just gonna stand there and be like, "What do you want?" And the kobolds might get like 1 or 2 hits in on me before he decides to do something about it. Here he is, Watchman Dreeb. Look at that. He's like, yeah, alright, I guess. Look, taking his time. But at least I didn't die. Poor Jonah Rob. Rip Jonah Rob. I need to make a rip scene. Skyless Raven, welcome back. Thanks for joining. I do recognize your name. It's good to see you. You were watching me play on my enchanter, if I remember right. So, doing something a little different today. I don't know why I got, like, hit with the Mage bug. I was like, I want to play Mage. I haven't played Mage in a long time. I don't need to necessarily wait for my health to come back. I'll just wait for my mana to come back and we'll get back after it. I think some LED lights would look cool in here, and then I'm going to get the green screen going behind me. It's going to be a party. The stream's going to be a party. I'm glad you're here. There will be more. Don't worry. It takes some time and some consistency to really get people to start watching again. And unfortunately, I haven't really had that consistency lately due to work and things, but I am here. Do we go with the Earth? I think we're going to try the Earth Pet again. And then we need to make a macro for backing off. I think it's /pet back. It's just back. Yep. Okay. Perfect. You going to be playing Ashes of Creation when Alpha 2 comes out? I don't mind you asking at all. I actually don't really know anything about that game. Is it something that people are, like, old school EverQuest players are excited about? Because I know we were all excited about Pantheon, but it seems like it's in like an endless development cycle. So I mean, yeah, I'd be down to try some new MMOs if they're created in a way of like older MMOs, if that makes sense. I think about the most modern I'll go on MMOs that I truly invest in is WoW Classic. Should I give this Warhammer to my pet? Or maybe this sword? I need to do a little research. I said this yesterday on what do weapons actually do for pets. Let's see, there's a rat. Somebody came and they killed off the kobolds that... Oh wait, that was Watchman Dream, never mind. I don't know if EverQuest players would like it, but it looks like it will have the difficulty of old school MMOs. That's good. I like difficulty. I like MMOs that challenge me. I like playing MMOs that feel more like survival games than like endless fetch quests and you know how new MMOs are. Like I said, I really enjoy like up to WoW Classic era is kind of the most modern that I'll go. And then after that it just I don't know. They don't retain my okay, so here I'm gonna have this pet back off, and then there we go. They don't retain my interest. That was something I was thinking about last night, is I can have Zebtik here root and then back off, so he's not taking damage on both. Yeah, they're straying from the generic route. That's good because MMOs need to do that. They're like dime a dozen right now, and they have been for almost 20 years. And there's really nothing that differentiates a lot of them from each other outside of like setting, which in my opinion is not enough. Gameplay is what people want, and the setting is only going to get you so far. So, yeah, that's cool. I might have to look into that. I'll watch some trailers and check it out. Are you going to be playing it too? Oh, I got a cap. That's great. You bought into alpha? Okay, so it's something you have to spend money on, I see. That's cool. I'll take a look. You know, I don't mind. I'm not against spending money on games. I'm just a lot more selective now than I used to be. Got a beer. These kobolds are over here drinking beer. That's worth probably like one. I'll hang on to it. Only if you want the alpha and beta experience. Once released, it's just a sub price. That's cool. Yeah, and I don't mind paying subs either, to be honest. Like if I like the game, I'll pay a sub. Um, Especially if it's like well supported. One of the issues that I see with like WoW Classic is that you pay a sub and then there are like no game masters to be found on this, and there's rampant botting, but there's nobody really like handling it, which I think is bad form for a company to charge you money for their product and then they don't support it very well, because botting, it ruins the experience for a majority of the player base because it changes the economy. And so all your like low level items that your character could be gathering to sell, the bots are already doing that, and the prices get driven into the ground, and so now your low level characters can't make the money that they ordinarily would be able to without the hordes of bots that are ruining the economy. No pay to win, that's important too. I don't mind microtransactions, but they need to be cosmetic. Some gameplay I will like, I'm against it, but I'll tolerate it. Ashes has an early open world raid boss raid, meaning that it's not just endgame raiding. That's cool. You know, that reminds me of is WildStar. WildStar had open world bosses from early levels. I'm gonna back him off here, and then I'm gonna have him fight this scout. There we go. Tactics. I always thought that was really neat because, like, you know, you're level 10, you're level 12, and you're going up against these like big world bosses, and everybody else was lower level too. I really, really miss WildStar. Like, if WildStar came back, I would quit my job. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't quit my job, but it would be tempting. And I don't even know why I like that game so much, because a lot of people hated that game. They thought it was terrible. Maybe that's why I like it. Maybe I was being a hipster. I don't know. Let's see. Rusty Morningstar. I'm quite encumbered here, so I'm going to run back and do some selling here. Let's kill this spiderling first. hang on to all this silk, and then eventually I'll buy a tailoring kit and start leveling my tailoring at least to a level that I can make bandages and some armor. Might as well. I'm solo self-found. Skyless Raven says, yeah, it's very neat to see the directions they are heading with development. Yeah, so one of the things that I like to see from developers is them being unafraid to take risks, because I feel like the gaming industry overall has become extremely risk averse. Like they found the formulas that work. They know what will get them to like a minimum degree of success, but they won't attempt anything new or like risky because they're afraid of what could happen. I'm gonna give Zeptic this thing so he looks awesome. Look at him now. Go kill that kobold with that thing, Zeptic. Oh, dude, 17. I'm scooping up a lot of loot. I'm moving like at a snail's pace here to get back to the vendor, but that's cool. Get rid of all this stuff. I can summon bandages, so there's really no reason for me to hang on to those. The club. The club needs to go. Splintering club. I thought that said smoldering club for a second, and I got excited. I thought it was like a rare, something rare, but I should know better. Yeah, I think that's what actually what kind of killed the MMO industry in general was people just not people, developers not taking risks, not trying new things with their products. But there was some pretty big, like, notable failures around the time that WoW was extremely dominant, like Tabula Rasa, or, well, WildStar was much later, but, and I think that's partially what contributed to developers saying, well, no, we're gonna pump out a Warhammer MMO and we're gonna make it just like WoW. Or we're gonna pump out a Conan the Barbarian MMO and we're gonna make it just like WoW. And people went, why would I pay for this, like, worse version of WoW set in a different setting? But yeah, I'll definitely check that out, Skyless. I'll watch some trailers and see if it interests me. Of course, we're all like, I think, chasing that same feeling of the new MMO and the new world to immerse yourself in, and you know, everything's new, everything's mysterious. There's not a lot of info out there about it. That's stuff that I really like whenever you get into new games. They do have cosmetic shop, but it comes with beta keys and alpha keys, but they're stopping that in January. I think that's neat. I don't have an issue with developers playing with that FOMO, uh, fear of missing out feeling, because it is kind of a cool flex when you get in early on these games and you get their like initial like cosmetics that aren't going to be available forever, because 10 years down the road you can throw on that, you know, outfit or whatever cosmetic it is you purchased and show off like, yeah, I was here in alpha before this game got insanely popular. So I don't see an issue with that. I keep forgetting to nuke. Gotta get a nuke in once in a while. Skyless Raven says, yeah, I'm just disappointed with their final one they're doing is more appealing to the edgy teen look. Ah, got you. Yeah, I don't actually really know what the... So what is the theme? Like, what is the theme for, what is it? Ashes of Creation. Is it fantasy? This is a good camp. It's like nice and broken. Trying to decide what level do I want to go to Jifei and start on Orc Belts. It does have giants and fantasy creatures, but not a full-on fantasy experience. Huh. That does sound interesting. They're not going with like a stock kind of fantasy feel. Yeah, I'll definitely look into this. There's a shaman in there, and he's a white con. Yendar came out of nowhere and kind of scared me there for a second. What's he doing? Oh, he's putting a buff on himself. Oh, the shaman is healing. What? Oh, he like, I think he slowed my pet. He's trying some shaman funny business. It's like a middle ground of fantasy and realism. Okay, so it sounds kind of like Final Fantasy 14. I do really enjoy Final Fantasy 14 like as a just a game, but every time I resub it just does not hold my interest. And I can't really like it did hold my interest for about a year. And then I have no idea why, but it stopped appealing to me. And I've tried resubbing and tried playing it. Same with like Guild Wars 2. Tried subbing, tried playing. I don't know. It's like EverQuest and WoW is kind of, these are the games that I just keep going back to. WoW Classic specifically. I won't play WoW Retail. I think it's not made for me. Let's see. Get a root off. There we go. And then I have him come back. There we go. PVX, so almost everything will be against you. Is that like open world PvP? So and is it like full PvP where you can fight anybody, or is it team type PvP? I'm making good progress here on the experience bar. I'm just gonna go ahead and point that out. I wish it was lighter so I could see what's around, but this is not that dangerous of an area. Most of the spawns are static. Uh-oh. So this is the camp that wiped me out last night, but I think I'm thinking we're good here. We're gonna go for it. Just gonna let him get a root, and then we're gonna bring him back. Then we'll have him, yeah, fight. So now he's only fighting 2. Although last night it was the respawn that got me. We're looking good here. He's got that beast weapon, so I think that's helping a lot. If he can hit. There we go. There are a lot of different PvP aspects. Caravans, open sea, sieges. Huh, this sounds ambitious. Sounds like they really are going all out. That's good. The MMO genre needs that. It needs developer to go try something new and not be afraid to fail. Oh, I finally got shoes. And I think MMOs, they need to expect that they're going to have like a huge surge of new players and that those new players are going to drop off after a month. And they don't need to freak out and go like, well, that failed and go straight into maintenance mode either. Like I think developers and publishers need to understand that that's going to happen and not let it be the end of the game. Is ambitious, and they seem to be delivering on it. Yeah, that's good. Gamers are kind of jaded, aren't we? Like, I feel jaded because a lot of the developers that we've in the past have trusted, we no longer really trust. For example, Blizzard Entertainment. I know I don't trust them to deliver like a solid product anymore. I didn't even buy Diablo 4. And I'm glad I didn't because everybody seemed like they hated it. Or at least a lot of people did. Yeah, I think publishers need to understand, hey, this game is probably gonna spike in interest in the first month, and then it's gonna have a sharp decline, and then that's the time to really get to work and continue to build and support the game and not go, oh, it failed, give up on it, let's try something new. Or not new, build a new game that's the same as, you know, any other game. I was very skeptical, then I was like full send and bought my key about 2 years ago. So you're like you're an early supporter. That's cool, man. I say as long as they have earned and maintained your trust, like go for it. You know, don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money, invest your time. There's plenty of games out there that I am casually interested in that I know are considered like commercial failures. WildStar was one of them. And a lot of people would probably give me a hard time for loving that game, but I don't know, I just enjoyed it, and if they re-released it today, I would be like I would do the whole 9 yards. I would do the $100 collector edition or whatever. Like, I won't do that for every game, but for that game, I would. After they showcased Alpha 1, I felt very confident about it to others to look at it. Yeah. Word of mouth is a very powerful marketing tool as well, as we all know. What kind of what's like the class system like? Because that's super important to a MMO's gameplay and posterity. Oh no, I don't get experience for those guys anymore. And the Necro's back, and he's killing stuff. The Shaman is also back. Because one thing I really enjoy about EverQuest is the fact that the class system is not a cookie cutter triad. Like you have classes that are support classes. It's hard to say in such a few words, but it has archetypes, then about 25 levels you take on another archetype and that becomes your class. That's cool. You know, I thought that type of system was pretty awesome in Dark Age of Camelot. I did play that game when it launched, and it was cool to have that goal to work towards like your actual class. Like everybody started as, you know, one of four different archetypes, and then after so many levels, you got to choose a new like class. I think that creates some level of investment in the player to continue to push through the grind. Because you know, like, oh, well, I'm just a, fighter right now, but I can be a paladin here in 10 levels. And then when you do finally get there, you're like, yeah, I'm finally a paladin. Doesn't have tanks support DPS. There are 8 to choose from, then you augment from any 8 to create 64 classes. Wow, that is ambitious. Probably going to be difficult to balance that many classes, but if they believe in it, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Especially in a game with PvP. Wow, that's that is very ambitious because PvP is the most difficult to balance in these games. Some games have even just hit the point where they don't even do like WoW, for example. You get PvP abilities, and when you go into PvP, like your abilities are all different versus trying to balance it for PvE and PvP. And I understand why they made that decision. It is probably very difficult and time consuming. Oh, that's okay, Scottish Raven. Yeah, I'll check out the wiki and I'll watch a few videos. I like to watch YouTube while I'm cooking breakfast in the morning. So I can do that while I'm cooking breakfast. Just gonna kill these skeletons and get some bone chips. Those are a really good experience. I wonder if there are more. I don't think there are, but I wonder if there are more kobold camps. Alright. Alright, Zebtik. Let's go. Get that root. Get that root off. Back off. What are you doing? Why are you killing the things that I'm killing, guy? I shouldn't have to compete with you. You can go find your own things to kill, Necro. Excited to see because the augments is you would still be primary a cleric, but you can take tank traits and become an off tank like a paladin, except you need to be tank first and a cleric. Huh. Customization is one of those things though that MMOs have really been missing for a long time. Like that was one of the big draws for people when they said they wanted a WoW Classic was the old talent system did give you. It's debatable on how much customization you really got. But it was a little bit better than, the way the talent system went. Because in classic WoW, you got like 50 or 51 talent points to somewhat customize. Everybody still did like cookie cutter builds though, so it was kind of a misleading, like false sense of customization. But people like that. People like customization. They want to feel unique. They don't want to feel like they're, one of 70 million other warriors. Even though that is kind of how it ends up playing out, but everybody's going to want to do, or not everybody, but a lot of people are going to want to do the very best builds. Yeah, I'm on the hope Ashes deliver even half the game I promised, and I would be happy to bail on WoW Classic, yeah. The good thing about WoW Classic is it's firmly there to stay. It's making money, and as long as it's making money, Blizzard's going to continue to support it. So you can always go back if your game of choice does end up failing. Personally, it is my favorite game of all time. It beats out EverQuest. Yes, I am not afraid to say that. This has just been my stream game for years now, so that's why I stream this. And I've thought about switching over to be a WoW Classic streamer, but for some reason, whenever I tried to stream it, the frame rate just wasn't where I wanted it to be. So, WoW is my favorite of all time too, but I need to change the pace. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it'll always be there. Let's see. I can go sell. It would be cool to see Blizzard do like a Classic Plus. I don't know if they ever will. But I would be a big supporter of them trying that. Even if it fails, like I said, like don't be afraid to take risks. It would be cool if they tried it, even if it didn't work out how they wanted it to. Oh, that's what's weighing me down. Look at all that copper. 900 copper. Goodness. There's something I can buy from her to kind of whittle away that copper. No. Sometimes like gems you can buy and resell, and it'll kind of work as like an exchange without having to go to the bank, but yeah, that's why I'm sitting at 47 is because I've got almost 1,000 copper on me. I'm the Copper King. Just keep killing these skeletons to get bone chips. Yeah, I called it a few years ago, and actually in WoW Classic, it was cool. I got to raid with the actual developers, so I didn't know that's the guild that I was joining. At the time, I just saw a guild that needed a hunter, and I main hunter. And one night after raid, one of the guys in Discord was like, "Hey, do you see that tree? It's like clipping through the terrain." And the other guy went, "Oh yeah, I think we need to fix that Monday." And as soon as I heard him say that, I was like, "What do you mean fix that Monday?" And one of the guys went, "Oh, you don't know who I am?" And I was like, "I mean, I know who your character is." And he was like, "Yeah, oh shit. I almost sick my pet on Yendar." No, 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 no. Pet. Pet. Oh, no, no. Oh, no. Yendar, no. Damn it. Oh. 1,200 points of damage. Oh, shoot. Anyway. It ended up being Brian Birmingham, the lead developer for WoW Classic, and Agron, who's now one of the developers for Wrath of the Witch King. And those dudes are super cool, and they were so much fun to raid with. So I got to beat the final raid tiers of WoW Classic, Nax and AQ, or AQ and Nax, with the developers. Yeah, it was super awesome. Like, and you want to talk about like absolutely chill guys. Like, and so it wasn't just fun. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm raiding with these guys because they're the developers. And no, they didn't cheat or do anything shady. They were actually just like really cool people to raid with. And there was obviously a lot of other people too. It wasn't just them. But yeah, like in Nax, you know, when when things would go sideways. Like Agron was such a very patient raid leader, and he would be like, "Hey, we need to like unpack this and figure out what's going on because we can't have that happening," stuff like that. He wasn't. They weren't like Nazi, the evil raid leaders that we all hear about and see the videos. So it was a really enjoyable way to play through the game. And with that first release of WoW Classic, that was like a once in a lifetime thing. So super awesome, super fun. I wonder if I could have gated there. If that, I don't think I would have gotten gate off. Oh, that's a bummer. Let's see if I can summon a even con pet here. Nope. I have almost 1 platinum and copper on me. Oh, yellow, nice. I got kicked out of a guild because I won a loot roll against an officer. Yeah, so those kind of stories are just out there, and they're actually, unfortunately, really common. And it's kind of sad. I don't know what it is. Like, people are attracted to the power of being a guild master in a video game sometimes because they probably don't have a lot of power in their actual personal life. They might work, and not dogging on people that like work at gas stations or whatever, but like they're probably not developing a lot of like social skills and management skills. And the best guilds that I've been in have been people who are the guild leaders, the guild officers, are people who have managed people in real life, and so they know kind of like, hey, this is just a game. Like we don't have to act like we're saving the world here. Because I'm military, and honestly, I just don't have time for that kind of buffoonery when I'm trying to relax. So yeah, I'm sorry that you got kicked out of a guild because you won a loot roll. That's just pathetic. I need a weapon for Gonantic here. Hopefully we get a good one here soon. That was unfortunate. I can't believe I set my pet on Yendar Starpire. I didn't hit the back off, so I sicked him on another enemy, but I didn't realize it queues those up. So if I sicked him on this guy, and then this guy, and then Yendar, I think he would like go through that kill order and then eventually go and attack Yendar. So lesson learned for me. Luckily for me, I'm not playing hardcore. I will not ever play hardcore in EverQuest. I am not good enough, and this game is too hard for that. Have you tried the hardcore WoW Classic, Skyless? Oh, that's a corpse. Yes, I have. Yeah, I'm doing it here and there. I enjoy it because it's very slow paced. I don't take a lot of risks. I go find a good spot to grind, and I grind in a nice, safe area. It's not for me. I just get bored of restarting. Yeah. Knock on wood, I'm fortunate enough to not have killed off any characters yet. I've come close on my Warlock, because Warlocks don't get a lot of utility or escape tools early on. And then I main Hunter, so a lot of people are playing Hunter because it's the easiest class. I just main Hunter, so that's why I'm playing Hunter. I just enjoy the gameplay. I started maining Hunter in WoW and on private servers as far back as like 2013, 2014. Actually, I just get bored of WoW in general anymore. I think I have burnout from WoW. Yeah, that's totally understandable. That happens. Well, then I hope Ashes of Creation works out for you. Because we all love that, like, the new game feel, man. I love that feeling of getting into a new game and then mystery and discovery. I still get that once in a while in EverQuest because it is like it's kind of an inaccessible game. And there's still plenty of areas that I haven't been to. Hoping to mega levels. Well, just be careful with that because being let down is not fun too. But you know that. Give them time. That's all I say. If the game doesn't initially meet your expectations, give them time for a little bit to fix it. Because that's how you'll know if they're a good studio, is if they actually fix it. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 14. That was like the biggest flop in MMO history, and they turned it into like the biggest success story in MMO history. And so I will say that like that studio does have like a lot of trust from the gamers because of it. Yeah, it's only an alpha. Yeah, there's plenty of time. Another problem that I see is people are so unforgiving now, you know, and I'm kind of I'm guilty of it too. Like I was just dogging on Diablo 4. Like I have no doubt that eventually Diablo 4 will be like a good game. And I'll buy it whenever it's, you know, $15 and they've fixed it. I just don't buy games when they come out. I'm very hesitant to go drop like $60 on a brand new game that, especially from studios that I don't trust. Like there's really only the only studio right now that has like implicit trust that I'll go spend money on their game day one is From Software with like your Dark Souls, and I bought Armored Core 6 day one and loved it. I was like, you know, I can trust FromSoft. I think they're gonna deliver a good product day one, and if not, they'll fix it in pretty quick fashion. There's like nothing to kill out here. That Necro is killing everything. Baldur's Gate 3, I would highly recommend. Yeah, I love Baldur's Gate. I played the first two. That is the game of the year. I wouldn't be surprised just based off what I've heard about it. I don't know if I've heard a single bad thing about that game. Yeah, I definitely need to check it out. As I've gotten older, I've really come to appreciate like single player games more. For a long time, I would not really play too many single player games. It wasn't like I was against them. It was just MMOs were like that's always been my thing. But now that I've gotten older, I've kind of started to enjoy more of like the slower pace and not, you know, no competition. You're able to kind of do what you want when you want. Oh, I'm sitting down meditating when I've got a full mana bar. Spiderling's gonna attack me. Maybe not. I'm a mixture. Single player games are for when I don't have the patience for people, and MMOs are for when I want social. Yeah, I feel like something that's been missing in my life since WoW Classic initially finished is like the social, like having a guild, hopping in Discord, raiding with your buds, um, even like on off nights, you know, helping each other out with quests or different goals that other people have, like doing things that don't even really benefit you, but you're helping other people that are part of your guild, so it gives you joy. That is definitely something that I miss. Ah, I like being able to like jump in Discord and talk to people, like on my lunch break or whatever. And I have a few Discords that I'm active in, but yeah, I'm in a guild that seems pretty chill, like the olden days for Ashes. That's cool. Yeah, guilds are awesome. When you find the right one, when you find the good guild and the chill people, it's definitely additive to the experience. And I've been in guilds too, like you, where yeah, you don't get along with the officers, you don't get along with, you know, the players, and then that's not fun. Let's see, how close am I to 6? I feel like a bank trip is in my future. I'm gonna wait till it's nighttime and then I'll go bank. I feel like if I go right now, I'm wasting daytime. When it's daytime, we gotta make hay. We gotta make hay while the sun shines. It's a bunch of older people with families that don't get mad if something comes up. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of that's the target demographic for MMOs now. You know, the younger generations, they didn't really play these games like we did. You know, I was 13 when this game came out. Like this was my like go-to game. This was the game that introduced me to online gaming for the most part. I'd played Half-Life, which I thought was really cool, but this was the game that got me like it gave me that like wow, you know, when I walked out into Kino's newbie garden for the first time and saw other players just running around, you know, the high level players that looked awesome and then the lower level guys that were killing the bats and the rats, and it was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is all happening at once." That happened in this game. But I'm a firm believer that I'm not here because of nostalgia. I'm here because the game has mechanics that appeal to me. And I don't think that a lot of people write off the like WoW Classic and they write off EverQuest as, oh, well, it's just nostalgia. You know, people wouldn't actually play this game if it was not for nostalgia, but I disagree. I think there's something fundamentally different about these older style games that you don't get in newer games, and that's why people still continue to play them. There is a healthy degree of nostalgia for sure, but that's not the only thing. The guild I was in on where are you going? Ganantic. Oh, was he feared? I think he was feared. Huh. The guild I was in with the Blizzard developers was actually a loot council guild, and I was super concerned at first. I'm like, oh no, loot council, that's just gonna be like terrible. Like the officers are gonna get loot, and everybody else is gonna get hung out to dry. And they did a great job of like making sure that everybody was treated fairly, and no one left the raids thinking like I'm never gonna get anything. Let's see, it's a really nice guild, so if you take an interest in Ashes, I could introduce you. Being it's not a force to buy Alpha 2 keys like some other guild, you could just take a peek around and go, this is where I fit in or not. Yeah, for sure. Do you know what the release timeline is looking like for that game? When is it actually scheduled to launch? Or are they not publishing that information yet because they're just doing alphas? I'm just gonna check the wiki here and see. It's like there are some higher level areas I could check out if I get tired of competing for these kobolds with these other necromancers. Alpha 2 is 2024 and the rest is top secret. Alpha 2 runs till release. Oh, so it's not like a it's not going to be one of those things where they give you a couple weeks to play it and then shut it down and then you come back later and have to start over. Which, truthfully, I actually don't mind that. Like, if I enjoy the game, I don't mind having to start over when a new PTR comes up. Yeah. I'm gonna go check out some other stuff. I'm gonna go find some other things to kill. Man, it's good to be back on stream. I love it. I love when people pop in and we talk about games. This is the social thing that I like about streaming. I'm not in this to become a world famous EverQuest streamer. Oh my gosh, that's not even a thing. I just love having people to hang out with. Do fun stuff. Especially it's a Friday night. Work's done for the week. There will be wipes and limited content. I think they said you could only get to 35 in Alpha 2, and then release level is capped at 50 or 60. That's cool. I kind of like lower level capped MMOs. I'd prefer that over, like, was it Anarchy Online, like 200 levels? That was a little egregious. Taunting attack. Oh, he's fighting the coyote. These coyotes killed me so many times when I first got on here. $4 for that. Nice. I'm gonna need to bank. This is... My copper stack is out of control. Oh, wait. Got meat to sell, and I got a spiderling eye to sell. Put you right there. There's death penalty that could possibly de-level. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Death needs to feel impactful. I don't know if it needs to be hardcore, you know, that there will be people that will do that. They'll do that themselves as a self-imposed challenge, but the fact that death has a penalty in EverQuest is what makes the world feel more dangerous. And when the world feels more dangerous and more things are at stake, people become immersed a little bit easier. Versus feeling like, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to respawn at the graveyard and I can come back and run to my corpse. Maybe pay a little bit of gold. Bye, Gonantic. You've been a good pet. After a while playing in Alpha 2, I plan on doing some hardcore runs, and Ashes just self-imposed. Yeah, that's cool. I will do hardcore in games if the game is conducive to it. EverQuest, I don't think is conducive to it. Because there's just too many easy ways to kill yourself, if that makes sense. And obviously the game was never designed with hardcore in mind, but like I'm thinking about if you don't have the right faction and you walk into an inn room in Freeport and for some reason this one KOS guy is in that inn room, and I've seen that happen, and they kill your character, like that's not fun. And then you're restarting. I don't know where the bank is here. I need to look that up. Ah, okay, I see it. Okay, I've got to go inside this monstrosity here. Then it looks like you go to the go to the center room and make a right. Come down here. Make a right. See if I got this right. Yes, I did it. Doing pretty good on bone chips. That was an absolute ton of copper. Okay. I don't see any reason why I need to deposit anything. Ashes is not a hardcore possible game, but it'd still be fun to try. That's true. I mean, if it's one of those things where like the challenge itself is rewarding and enjoyable, then why not? Why not do it? More power to you. Especially if you just enjoy the game itself. I think the best games that have hardcore are games that you can, and I think that's why WoW Classic is so popular for the hardcore, is games that you can utilize your full skills and potential to get out of bad situations. Because those are the most rewarding times in a hardcore run, is when you really pull off some crazy shit just to make it out alive. And there's all kinds of videos out there on YouTube of people doing that, you know, where they... I remember seeing one where like a mage was escaping a tower, which a tower is not a good place to go on a hardcore, but clearly this person was capable and they got out. And they had to like drop down, you know, it's like the mage tower that's got the windy staircases and stuff, and they dropped down and ice blocked at the right time and teleported or blinked or whatever at the right time. That's pretty neat. And especially if you have a lot of customization in that game, you may be surprised. PvP is on always, except in cities. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't. You might have to do like a hardcore with the exception that if you die in PvP, you're not gonna delete your character. So I'm gonna head up to. Well, I need to get a pet out first. I'm gonna head up to this supposed haunted ruins and see what's up there. I might have to resummon pet probably a handful of times here. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. And is the PvP team-based, like faction-based, or is it a full scale, like anybody can fight anybody PvP? Full scale PvP, all full on free for all. Wow. You can wage wars on cities. That could lead to some really like, I think they're doing something right there because you really want to get that like viral marketing, and the best way to do that is to get some crazy YouTube clips of people like invading entire towns with like hundreds of people on each side. If they pull that off, I guarantee they're gonna have a successful game. It kind of sounds like there's a game out there, and I think they kind of screwed it up because it became pay to win, called Albion, or supposedly pay to win. I didn't play it myself, but I heard there was a lot of pay to win in that. But it sounds like that, where people can take over outposts and things like that. How many Malachites? I'm down to 10. Of course, I can go buy more. I don't know where they sell them in Akanon. Oh my gosh. It's limited to 50 versus 50 to decide the fate of the nodes. That's okay. 50 is a lot of people. 100 people is a lot of people. And people don't want to play a slideshow either. And when you get too many people, it becomes a slideshow, and now no one's having fun. You could actually become a mayor. Imagine being a player who like doesn't have any actual combat skills. They're very good at influencing others, so they become a mayor. That sounds like Eve. People do that on Eve. All right, we need a good pet. We need a good pet before I run out of Malachite. There we go. We have manifested a good pet. I'm gonna go. I'm not worried about my mana bar. Would be possible. It is a very ambitious game. Yeah, it's piquing my interest. I'm gonna build a new computer here in probably February or March, once I get through tax season and figure out if I actually owe anything or not. And that'll be my new streaming rig, and I'll be able to stream more sophisticated games. Let's see, we have a kobold camp here. Zordy! I saw Zordy the other day. It's like they're taking care of this kobold camp. I'll kill this guy. You don't want to drone on it? That's fine. That's making things interesting. This has been a good episode of Solo Self-Found Mage. The goal is to have all this up on YouTube so people can watch it later. But I need to find somewhere that is not getting camped. I need to find a good spot where I can just level. I'm really surprised that Green is still holding on with, I mean, there's like 1,000 people online right now. Green is doing very well. Take a look at the map here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is over here. Supposedly there's a haunted ruin. There's a haunted ruin in a Minotaur cave. This just looks like... Oh, this is the observers. I missed the turn for the Minotaur cave. No, it's always good to see people come back when you have the stream up and you stream consistently. You start to get the same people back, and that's good. It builds like some camaraderie. So I'm trying to figure out, what am I missing here? Can I just go over this hill? No? I want to find this place called the Haunted Ruins, because if there's skeletons there, I can get bone chips. I think it's over this way. No, that's Akanon. Ooh. What's going on there? It is a redcon decaying skeleton. I'm a little concerned. I wonder if that's... Is that what would await me at the Haunted Ruins? I don't want him to come after me. I'm gonna hang out next to these guards. I'm almost considering just going to Jifei and trying to the Orc Hill. I'll do that at 6. I'm 1 yellow away. I'll get a little safety, you know, the buffer experience. You gotta have the buffer experience. Oh, their pet's decked out. He's got the torch and the sai. Let's see. Yep, camped. Ugh. At least the respawn time is pretty quick out here. And these kobolds are a pretty good experience. When I did this place on my enchanter, I just absolutely wrecked this whole area. And I remember leveling from like 4 to 8 and a matter of a couple hours. And it's so funny because when I first started EverQuest way back in the day, I thought enchanters were just like lame. I just thought they were like why can't you control their pet? That's so dumb. Not realizing it's because they would be just ridiculously overpowered. They already are. They're so overpowered. So watch out for Yendar. I don't want to accidentally attack him again and get sent back to the spawn point. What's he casting there? Did he poison? He just poisoned my pet? I want to finish this up. There we go. Or vendor junk. Yeah, not really looking good on the experience front if I've got to compete with two other players out here. In the dark. I wonder how much Baldur's Gate 3 is. Google that. $60. Oh, of course. It's a brand new game. It's only probably a handful of kills, and I'll hit 6, and then I can head out to G-Fay. Whoops. That was an accident. Oh my gosh. There. I bumped my transition key. I've got them all hotkeyed. Eventually, I want to get one of those little soundboard, like hotkey the sounds and, you know, play some sound effects. There we go. Looks right now. This is probably one of my favorite songs in this whole trance mix. Yahel Voyage. That's a pretty good song. Don't attack Yendar. Made that mistake once. Yeah, it's quite busy out here tonight. It's weird because I remember, I think when I started on green, it wasn't even as populated as it is now. feel like there was, 500-600 players. And now it's hitting up over 1,000. Severe shortage of things to kill. I'm solo cell phone, Zordy, I'm sorry. Cannot accept your group invite. Almost there. We got a druid out here. Friendly, helpful druid. Oh, he's buffing me. That's cool. There we go. That's the sound everybody loves to hear. A little bit loud. So that's level 6. I'll kill a handful of kobolds just to get some buffer experience. And then I'll head out to G-Fay. And start getting to work on Crushbone Centurion or Orc Centurion belts. Get some of that sweet quest experience off of those. I really don't need too much buffer experience either. Hypothetically, if I stayed in Steam font, let's take a look at this. So, go here. What could I kill to get experience? Skeletons go up to level 18. Wow. Doesn't really look like there's any reliable, like, camps that I can do. So I'm thinking heading out to G-Fay that's the move. Especially with the amount of congestion out here, I'm just not moving the bar the way I want to. But it is coming up on 10 o'clock, so I think for tonight, I'm going to call it a day. Tonight, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it a night and hit up G-Fay tomorrow. I went from level 4 to level 6 tonight, so that's good. 2 levels to go for my level 8 goal up here. And I should research some quests to see what kind of gear, if any, I can get out here. And probably level 8, I will start to consider more travel as far as do I want to go to Kinos area or do I want to go to Freeport area? There's some options, so Okay, well, thank you for joining me on my solo self-found mage journey. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream now. I wish all of you a very blessed and happy Friday evening. Thank you for watching. Good night.